Matt Lenihan Boxing Social in association with Forged Irish Stout Empire Fight Store. Been joined by Paul Smith, Steve Clarke, back out again. Another bucket load of tickets, but we'll steer away from that because obviously we know he's more than tickets. But I find it just impressive that just because the short notice, he's out in Sheffield or Manchester the other week, back out again now, home city of Liverpool. Pleased with him, his progression, and obviously as a manager, seeing how active he's been.
Yeah, as a manager, as I say, in the first year of a fighter's career, you just want him busy. And a lot of people will say to promoters, look, I'll take less money to get him more fights, and that's the case at the start. It hasn't had to be the case in this stage of his career. He's earning good money because he's selling a lot of tickets as well. He's former ABA champion. He's a lot more than just a ticket seller, obviously, but you know, we as in me, as saying as Steve and my brother, Steve himself, his family, we want to have him busy and get him out there and get him fighting and build up this fan base even more to make it something special. So each time he fights, that there's a lot of people come to watch him, and he can be an exciting fighter. He sets a really good pace when he fights. He's a naturally fit kid. He works really hard in the gym. He's dedicated and disciplined, as you can see on the scales and that. And he's learning a lot under me brother Stephen in the gym.
Pleased with his last performance last time. I asked him, I said, were you pleased if he took anything away? He says, look, things, obviously always stuff to work on. He says he's been working diligently with Steve, and obviously, what are the things you'd like to see from him this Saturday, obviously based off his last performance?
Honestly, at the start, I just want to enjoy it, and I keep saying it to him, and I had a chat with Brian Peters before. I was having a chat with Brian Peters, and I introduced him to Steve, and Brian gave him a little bit of advice, and the first thing Brian Peters said to him was, just enjoy it. And I didn't know Brian was going to say that, and Steve looked at me straight away because it's literally all I say to him, and I sound like a broken record, but I'm been retired 6-7 years now, and give anything to be back in that position again, to start my career again. If I could do it again, I'd enjoy it a lot more.
Why didn't you?
Just a lot of stress, a lot of pressure, and it's a serious game, and I used to get a bit of stick for it, but everything's personal to me in boxing. If I'm fighting, it's my life, it's my career, it's my job, and it's personal to me, because if I don't win this fight, my kids don't get fed, my kids don't have a roof over their heads. So that's how I used to look at it, and how you have to look at it. You've got to pay the bills, you've got to win, you've got to progress and try. You've got one career, so you've got to really make the most of it and try and be the best you can be. So you've got to try and squeeze every drop out of it, but you've also got to enjoy it as you go on, because you're
a fine line, isn't it?
You're a long time retired, so you've got to take it all in, milk it, and enjoy it while it's happening. So that's really the only advice I give him. The stuff he's doing in the gym and learning in the gym, if I'm ever there, I put my 2 pence worth in. I can't help it, but my brother Stephen's a very, very knowledgeable trainer. You know, as a boxing brain, he's up there with anyone I'd ask for advice myself.
I was going to say, how do you think Stephen's getting on? I spoke to him, I think, at the Rotunda, be a few months now, but even just after 10 minutes, the little chat we had, and this was off camera, you were like, yeah, you've got that coach's mindset. A lot of fighters do like the fighting, but then they drift off from it. You can tell it's just ingrained. Yeah,
his attitude with everything in life is he's going to put 100% in it, but if he's doing it, he's got to do it properly, and he is doing it properly. Put it this way, if my lad wants to turn pro, he's only 17, but if he wants to turn pro in the next 2 years or so, which he won't, then he'd be straight to Steve. You know, I'd put my own faith and trust in my own son into him, so that's fine, you know what I mean, because he's a quality boxing brain and knowledgeable, as I feel we all are as a family, without being big-headed, because we've all given a lot of time and give our lives to boxing.
So you are boxing, you guys, aren't you?
It's all we've ever known, so if you don't know enough about it, to then pass it on to other fighters, as Stephen's doing, and me trying to do it in the management with advice here and there, then great. But as you just heard me say, you know, I'm sitting with Brian Peters, picking his brain, asking him questions. I want to learn as a manager as well, to be a better manager, and I don't sit here thinking that I know it all. I've got to learn. I want to get advice off people like him and other top managers out there in the game. I was talking with a few other managers here today, just picking the brains, asking a few questions, any strings I can add to my bow. I'm interested in that, but as a fighter, Stephen's got to learn from a coach, and the coach that he's got at the moment is absolutely quality in Stephen.
100%. I want to veer away from this fight week just for a minute. Last time we spoke, we talked about Ryan Garcia, we talked about concerns in the build-up. I want a few opinions, because I'm fascinated by this whole victory and what happened, because he drunk quote-unquote beer on stage. New York would never allow that. I don't care, they wouldn't. I'll let it happen. What did you make of his victory? Surprised, not surprised? What did you make of it?
Just probably like everyone else in boxing, very surprised. Didn't think he would win. I've had all kinds of little dickheads on Twitter tweeting me saying, you were wrong. It's a broken clock strike twice a day.
Everyone were wrong.
A broken clock strike twice a day. I was wrong on that, but what was I actually wrong on? I didn't say Haney's going to win the fight. I don't think I've ever put down there anyway that Haney's got. I said Garcia, by the way he's sounding, by the way he's acting, the failing the weight. I've seen loads of people saying he chose to fail the weight. Who said he chose to fail the weight? No one knows apart from Garcia and his team. I keep seeing people saying he had $2 million on himself. Where's the slip? Floyd Mayweather wins $1 million on a bet, and the betting slip's everywhere to see. Where's the betting slip? Because I'd be showing a betting slip if I bet £2 million on anything and won. Trust me, you'd see.
Apparently he took 12 mil, didn't he?
You'd see the betting slip. And again, I've got no interest in it whatsoever. I don't really care what he won. Good luck to him. In the ring, he was brilliant, and he done well, and he surprised a lot of people with his performance. And I think the power surprised me the most, because again, I've always felt about Ryan Garcia, he's not as good as he thinks he is in my opinion, but the power is possibly a little bit overrated because of the speed he has. But speed kills, and it certainly did on Saturday, and you can't take anything away from him. Brilliant performance. Happy for the lads, don't know him, never met him, really happy for him, but I've never seen so many psychological experts on social media and people who are saying Ryan did this, call him by first name, and they've never met him in their life, just as I haven't.
That's what Twitter is though, isn't it, or X? Full of colour coaches, trainers, experts.
And it's like the Godfather, and just when you think you're out, you get pulled back in and you end up back in it, but you think, I'll give it one more go, it's not that bad, and then you realise it's just a shithole and you get involved with it. But with regards to the boxing, with regards to Garcia, because it was a good performance from him. What I actually said before the fight, I still stand by, he's not right in the head. I don't think he looked anywhere near what a normal, sane person would, or what he's looked like in previous fights. And whatever he's doing, good luck to him. I hope he's all right. I hope he gets the help he needs, because he definitely does. You could see De La Hoya up behind him, like rolling their eyes and like probably getting cramp in the calves off curling the toes as much every time he tried to go to a certain place. And then you'd see the kid realise and say something else pretty normal. But my whole worry about it was about him being in a boxing room because of the way he was acting. Now, if it was acting, great, give him the Oscar now. As long as he's all right now and he fights on or he retires, whatever he does, but as long as he's okay mentally, because he didn't look right to me and many others. But again, when it all comes down to it, I don't know him. It's that old saying in boxing, it's none of my business, and no one's really asked, are they?
Devin Haney was suffering his first professional defeat. Thought he carried himself really well, because after the fight, seeing a lot of fighters, they say this, that and the other, and I suppose he could have harped on about the weight in the ring and saying, well, look, at the end of the day, he came in overweight, let's run it back. I know he's hinted at it, but I thought he handled himself really well. What would you like to see him do from a fan's perspective? He's a great fighter, Devin. I'm sure he'll be around. He's still champion at 140, kept his belt to the missed weight. What do you make of it?
Again, I don't know why he's kept his belt, because
he missed weight.
No, I understand that, but you lost in the ring, so at the end of the day, they always say when you weigh in, if the champion fails weight, he can't defend the title, but the challenger can still win it. So therefore, if the challenger fails weight, the champion defends the belt's still on the line. I bet he still paid the sanction fee. So if he still paid the sanction fee, the belt was in play, wasn't it? And you lost.
I don't think the belt was in play
for Garcia.
Yeah, so what you're saying is because he actually lost the fight, it should have come out.
But I bet you Haney still paid the sanction fee. So if you still paid your sanction fee, the belt was probably on the line. Otherwise, what are you paying the sanction fee for if it's a non-title fight? So therefore, in my opinion, if that was a British title, it'd be lost anyway, put it that way, because you've lost to a British ranked fighter, even though he probably wasn't at the weight. Performance-wise and how he reacted to it, he's probably got to act that way, and he said a few things himself in the past, Haney, regarding losing to him or losing to a white boy or losing to something else. So he's probably got to take it on the chin, and for me, if you lose, it's the best way to do it, just take it on the chin, unless it's the Liverpool derby, then you don't. Apart from that, if you're losing a fight in a boxing ring, then you've got to take it on the chin, and you've got to be a gentleman, because it's a gentleman's sport at the end of the day, and we all seem to forget that sometimes with all this shit nowadays with social media, and that it's a boxing match for two fighters who will respect each other massively, whether they show it or not. And it was nice to see a bit of respect after the fight.
100%. Look, Paul, I appreciate you giving us a couple of minutes of your time, and good luck for Steve this weekend. Appreciate it.
All the best. Thank you.